Hello, Jen Rivera with ABC Soul Play, and today we are on our 8th day of our 40-day personal template. This is my personal template I'm taking you through. These are, this is a program where you can meditate on recognizing and then updating the templates you live your life by. So we're on day 8 of 40. And we are using the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot today. So we're just asking for our guardian angels to come in and give us any insight that's needed for this time. So we just had a full strawberry moon. We're in June, so we're getting summer going and doing summer projects and all of that. And so on for today, our template is triggers. So seeing the opportunity of triggers. So when something triggers you, look at it. Ask questions. What is this trigger showing me? What's the opportunity in this trigger? What is the real reason for this trigger? What's the base cause, the root cause of the trigger? Ask questions of it. Instead of being reactionary, be discerning. And so even if you react, that's fine. If it's after the fact and you're like, wait a minute, why did that trigger me so badly? Why did I have that kind of reaction to that? Um, you may be fully justified in being triggered, but triggers help us to learn how to grow, how to evolve. It shows us pain points. It shows us um, areas that could be healed, that need to be addressed. So this would be what many call shadow work. Your triggers show you your shadow work, what needs to be looked at, acknowledged, and healed. So our first card for today for triggers, 8th day of the 40-day template, is the Two of Earth. Balance, prioritization, and playfulness. And so we have this child walking on the fence with a boat in the background, a lot of white butterflies. And the Two of Earth is balance, abundance, playfulness. So I think this card came up because often it is childhood wounds that are still triggering responses in us, and we're not sure what the wound is. So you can ask the question, is this a childhood wound? Is this a teenage wound? Is this young adulthood? What is the root cause of this particular trigger? Is it lack of safety? Is it not being heard? Yeah. So Two of Earth. When you're triggered, ask questions. And what we're seeking is you could look at it, try to look at it. Triggers are hard. You could try to look at it a little playfully. Like, wow, why is this setting me off? What is this? But here I want to also say, if you're exhausted, if your body needs your vitamins, if your body needs rest, if you've been pushing yourself too hard, if you haven't been getting sleep, you can be easily triggered. So ask yourself those questions first. What do I need to do to take care of myself if I'm just stretched too thin, worn too thin, doing too much? So it can often be that we overreact to something because our body is in intense need of something, of help. And so ask those questions too. Is this mine? Is this somebody else's? Is this collective energy? What is going on here? The second card that we pulled is Five of Air, and it shows a chessboard, and air is truth. Trying to find the truth in everything. So with your triggers, we want to find the root cause. And this is mistakes, melodrama, and reassessment. So often we're going through life just reacting to trigger after trigger after trigger. And so the Five of Air is asking you to kind of, you see the angel wings behind her, is asking us to, like, you can ask for help, ask for guidance, ask your angels to show you so that we can have a new perspective and gain our power back. That we're not just reacting to one thing after another, that we make changes so that we're not in a melodramatic dramedy, so that we're not just reacting, and so that we will make fewer mistakes if we're less reactionary. So this is to help you. So, sorry, ask for help. Ask for help. I just got to tickle my throat, and that usually means yes, you need to use your voice. You need to ask the angels for help. So they're saying, yes, yes, that is the message. Ask for help. The game of life is hard and complicated, and our game of chess as humans has been greatly tampered with, and the rules change all the time. So this is the work to take the game back. You make the rules. You're not being taken advantage of. And the goalposts don't get moved all the time. You take your game back. You control the chess game. But we have to clean up the reactionary so that we are being able to be empowered and make new choices. And then the third card is the Dreamer, which is a beautiful card. It's 0, which is 0 point. Starting over. How would you recreate all of this if you could? So the Dreamer, beginning, believing, and protected. Please, please, please remember. I don't know if you can see that without blurring out. Remember, see the little child at the cliff chasing, I think, butterflies, and the angel is right there. Ask for protection. Ask for help. Ask for guidance. Your angels are always with you. They don't need breaks. They don't get tired of you. They understand your pain. They understand where you're coming from. They understand your struggles. So ask for help. If you could dream about all of your pain and all of your triggers and all of your trauma being healed and understood, what would your life be like? How would you feel in your heart? And so beginning, believing, and protection. So I always ground, and then I always call in all of my guardian angels for protection, and then I open up to hear the message. And so I do step 1, step 2, step 3 every single time I go into asking, so that I always ask for protection first. And so I can trust that I'm getting clear guidance from my angels. So the Dreamer. So that's beautiful. And then the bottom of the deck card that we pulled today for triggers is Ego. And so this is kind of the overall card for the other 3. So it's Ego. It is a 15, which adds up to 6, which is balance. So we have to find balance between the ego and the soul, humanity and divinity. And so illusion, dependency, and materialism. And it shows an angel holding a bird cage, and the bird is in the cage, but the door is open. Your cage door is open. Your angels will help open any cage doors. They're going to help you get clarity. Our ego thinks we'll be unsafe outside of the cage, and so our ego works out of fear. The ego is not wrong. It's not bad. It's your identity as a human, but it holds us back from so much, and it can keep us from healing. It is immature. And your angel guides are mature divine spirits. They understand the game. They understand what you're going through. And so trust that you can leave the cages of the trauma and the causes of the effect of reacting to triggers. And your triggers will just lessen. Like there'll be fewer and fewer, and you'll be able to, and they'll just dissipate. They just dissipate. They disappear. once you address the root cause and you heal your inner child or teenager or adult, we have things that happen throughout all of life. It can be ancestral, it can be collective, even. We are all connected. We're all connected. And so sometimes you just feel heavy because the world feels heavy right now. And you don't have to carry it alone. Ask your angels to help relieve that burden of feeling like the world is on your shoulders. That's what they're there for. And they're always available and they are never tired. They are not confined to our human frailties. So rely on them. Ask them. Ask for protection. Ask for help. Ask for clarity. And just, with this one, with ego overseeing it, that is really the whole point of the 40-day template. That's the whole point of, sorry, of rewriting the scripts we live our lives by, because we are living our lives by scripts that most of it's based on myth, and many of it's just based on people's opinion or things you grew up and assumed, or just a lot of it just doesn't have anything to do with your life now, who you are, what you need to know and heal to move forward in your life and live a life based on your own templates. So it's your own belief system. And this doesn't mean that anything is bad or wrong. This is to get clarity on what those things mean to you. So back on day 3, it was love. What is your definition of love? And it was a positive attention for me. Positive attention, people's actions. That's love. My actions and people's actions is what is really love. And so here we are. It triggers the opportunity to see truth. Ask your angels to help you see the truth in everything, whatever it is. We are operating on broken systems, broken myths, broken stories, templates that are not our own and are not necessarily true. And so that is why I'm excited about sharing this with you and helping people create their own. And you just would go through it over and over and over again. It's helpful all the time so that you can live your best life, your most authentic you life. Okay? So ego is not bad. It is a perception guided by fear to try to keep us safe. But what is it trying to keep you safe from? The ego is very confused. The ego is not your soul. The ego is the fear of separation from God. The ego is fear of ostracization by your family and community. The ego is always based in fear, and that is the opposite of love, the opposite of knowing who you really are. So the ego is your human identity to a point, but it's a mess. It's a mess. So we were going to ask our angels for clarity on what is ego? What is soul? What is my best soul lived life? What do I need to do so I'm not triggered? How do I live so I'm not triggered by things, that I don't take things personally? The ego always takes things personally. I deal with that a lot still. And but then you can kind of recognize, like, why am I taking this so personally? You'd be like, oh, there's some fear there. There's something your ego's trying to protect you from, but the ego's not good at that because it's fear-based, not love-based. So we do need a sense of self-preservation for sure. But it works against us if we're not in control of our chess game. If we don't know the rules. So this is me knowing the rules of my templates that I live my life by. And so then I have control of the chess game. Nobody else gets to tell me how I need to be in my life. So we have playfulness, we have reassessment, we have being protected, and we have materialism. How do we be human but also spiritual in a balanced way? And so the triggers are trying to show you the illusions of the ego. So when you take things personally, the triggers are your opportunity to recognize when the ego's running the ship or when your soul's running the ship. So soul is love, ego is fear, and we need a balance of both, but we need to make sure that it's balanced. So this is very lovely. We have earth, air, and we have two major cards, and 6 is balance. So it's interesting that the first card was balance, and then the overall card also is a number 6, which is balance. So ego, balance. So that's really lovely. So just finding the balance there, and that's what our triggers are there for. That's what they do, is they're showing us. Could we have a different perception of it? Are we operating automatically on templates that don't serve our highest good? So I'll leave you with that. You can find out more at abcsoulplay.com. Please leave comments, share, subscribe if this resonates with you. We're just building up content, so hopefully it's a little breadcrumbs guide along the way. Hopefully you find this helpful to just relieve any stress and tension if things are getting a little heavy for you. So thank you. I'll talk to you soon.